So greetings to everyone. So happy that you are here. I am Tyra Omilade, priestess of the Sacred Feminine Mysteries, and I'm also initiated into the Ifa tradition as a priestess of Yemoja. I would venture to say that the way I most want to be known as is someone who helps people master their lives and step into empowerment, especially via the oracle. I have found that is the thing that I am most consistent with in terms of how I help people. My gift and skill set is with wisdom sharing. And as most of you all know, I have a website, goddessbodymindspirit.com. And that is, been around for a long, long time. Let me just say it that way. And I also have a membership site at Patreon. And that is largely where I share my wisdom outside of my YouTube channel, which I appreciate all of you for watching my YouTube channel. So what I want to do is to start off with welcoming you all. Again, feel free to use the chat. Feel free to introduce yourselves. Typically, everybody who comes on is so lovely, so brilliant, so smart. I like that people honor me and, just have so many good things to say. But at the end of the day, I honor the divine within you. I honor the God, the goddess within you. And so feel free to share and give your input. I feel like that's where we thrive in community. That's one of the reasons I love having a membership site and being in community with you all. Though I am sharing the wisdom of January 2020 today, I want you all to know that I want to hear from you because you have great things to say and share. Kudos to all of you who are from the membership site. Typically, I share this with those who are in the two of the tiers that I have in my membership site. So I appreciate you all, opening this up with me to the rest of the community because, January is just going to be amazing. 2020 is going to be amazing. So thank you to all of the Inner Circle members who are here. Thank you to everyone who's here, especially if you're here live for the first time with me or watching for the first time. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Let's go on ahead and look at how we're going to, what we're going to do today. I do want to say, again, feel free to use the chat. I will jump in and out of the chat, because typically the way I do these is I flow, and so I will take time to stop and look at the chat as every now and again so that I don't lose my flow. But what we're starting off with today is an opening prayer and centering, and also I will just do an introduction of the overview of the month. We will go over the wisdom from the oracles, and we will also look at the astrology. That's what I call the astro wisdom. And also there are remedies. Today the call will be recorded, or it is being recorded, and so I will share the recording with you all. I will send an email out afterwards. And there's also a journal that I typically put out for everybody to use. It doesn't matter if you're in Patreon or not. But I will put a journal out along with the notes, which is going to be these slides that you see. Someone said she was in bed. That's why she wasn't on the camera. Just relax and enjoy. I love that. Relax and enjoy. That's why I've given you notes, so that you can really just soak up the energy. let me just double check and see if someone, I think, asked a question. One moment. Okay, Azizi is here. Okay, very good. Oh. Falun, can you hear me? Falun, sorry. Press *6 or, hold on one moment. Let me go over here.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you have a question? Because it came through that you had a question.
Oh, I accidentally pressed that little button. I didn't know what that was. I apologize.
Oh no, it's not a problem. Not a problem. All right,
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ia.
You're welcome. Sorry, y'all. Just a moment. Okay. So let us start off with everybody just as best you can. If you're not traveling or not driving, you have the capability to allow yourself to get relaxed. I encourage you to just close your eyes and become very present in the moment. And opening yourself up to presence, opening yourself up to this now moment. And just take a deep breath in, inhale, and exhale. Take a deep breath in, inhale, and exhale. And we're going to take one more breath in, inhale. And as you exhale, just release all thought as much as you can and bring yourself very present and aware of this now moment. And I just want to say a quick prayer. First and foremost, we give thanks for this now moment. We give thanks for this community. We give thanks for the ability for us to come together so that we can be of like mind, like spirit, like energy. The energy of positivity, the energy of love, the energy of creativity, wisdom and support. We call in the energies from the north, the south, the east, and the west. We call in the energies of light in the form of our guides, in the form of our Orisha, in the form of our ancestors. If you would, call on your ancestors of light to sit here and be here with you. I call on my guides, the mothers, the ancient mothers from the north, the south, east, and the west to be here with us. Please channel to me whatever it is that I am to share. And I ask that you, mothers, touch everybody who's here this morning. Touch everybody who listens to this wisdom sharing. Touch everybody's 2020. Lead, guide, and direct us into our destinies. We give thanks for your support. If there's anyone here that's in worry, that's in fear, that's in need of anything, I ask that your needs be met, your fears be calmed, your mind be calmed, and that whatever it is that you stand in the need of, that you receive it right here, right now, Ashe. I give thanks for just the entire energy of support and love. I ask that the energy of the protectors, Ogun, please be here with us. I'm asking for the energy of Eshu, Sebek, Alegba to please be here with us so that we can receive and hear the wisdom that is for us this day. And we say Ashe, 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 let it be so. And now what we're going to do is typically I tell everyone about the Odu that my godmother gave to us. And it is the womb Odu. And this one I'm going to chant to ignite the power of the womb, the power of the wisdom that is what brings all manifest reality into existence. May the blessings of this chant extend from the womb or into the wombs of everyone who listens to it. And for those who were not born with the womb, may you receive the blessings of this chant as you heal a woman's womb, you heal the world. If you would, just take a deep breath with me. Exhale. And just know this is one that you can chant with or without me. Agbe Obara. 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 Inhale and exhale. Alrighty. We call on the energy of Yemoja. We call on the energy of Oshun, of Oya, to be here with us as the threefold faces of the goddess. Receive the blessings of the goddess. May they be upon us all. May we open to receive. If you would, just open your hands up to receive a boon of blessings from the goddess. Okay, thank you. So, let me see, what are we doing in this chat? How's everybody doing? Are we good? Yes. Okay, very nice. Okay, good. Okay, so thank y'all for letting me do that. I typically don't do rituals live. That Agbe Obara is one that I have really driven home in the inner circle, the spiritual coaching cipher. It is a very powerful womb Odu. So please avail yourself to that. That's actually one of the remedies. So you will get that. If you don't know what Odu are the wisdom matrices, the wisdom scripture, the wisdom that we live by within Ifa. It helps to lead, guide, and direct our lives. And this Agbe Obara is helping to heal our wombs. If we have a healed up womb, we're in touch with our power. Okay? And that's really what this year is largely about. So we're going to go on ahead and move into what we will be going over today. 2020 is a year of endings. It's a year of new beginnings. It's a year of restructuring. And it cannot be overstated. It cannot be overstated. And so one of the things that's important is understanding that this is what that's about, so that we don't miss opportunities. There's a lot of flux. Tell me if you can relate to that. I think Falugan said she can relate to already. She feels the shift coming on. So don't miss opportunities due to flux. And this is why understanding what the wisdom is all about is important. So what you face, you will not turn around and go backwards, because there's no time to go backwards. There's no time. We must continue to move forward even if we feel uncomfortable. So you can see that there is the big picture of 2020, and so game planning is key. I consider 2020 to have 12 parts, 12 chapters, and January is the first. And that's what we're going to go over today. So it's important for us to actually understand what's going on, first and foremost, so that we can put together a healing plan. Some of us need a healing. Some of us need you know, the restructuring is happening, and it's almost like it's ground zero. We've been stuck for so long due to wounds that, you know, right now the best thing we can do is to work to heal. And I can assure you, we will be facing our stuff in 2020. And it's also important to know what energy we're working with so that we can put together a strategy and plan, because I have come to understand in my own life, and as I watch other people, that a lot of times the way we end up getting sidetracked is not because we didn't have a good idea, is we didn't know the different bumps and thumps and detours and you know, like just different things showing up on our path, on our way to our goal. And so we end up getting sidetracked by something that we could have easily just gotten around. And so if you game plan it, you'll know what days are best for you. A lot of us, we have so much wasted time, so much wasted energy, so many distractions. And if we understood when the highs are, when the power days are, then we would better be able to navigate around those and not get totally sidetracked. So this is my goal for today, is to really help us with at least starting out with January, because that's is major. Okay, so Capricorn is one of the main themes of January, is the main theme of January, period. And it is the main theme for all of 2020. And so if you haven't realized it, Capricorn has been a major theme ever since really 2017. I think it was in 2017 is when we started having eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn, and then in 2017 Saturn moved into Capricorn and Pluto was there. And so it's just been one big long lead up to what we have going on in January 2020 and all of January 2020. So the things that we need to remember, if you just keep this at the forefront of your mind for January as well as 2020, Capricorn is about operating from our power, having patience, following the plan, structure, timing, cycles, being stuck, old traditions, fear. Can anybody relate to any of those? I can absolutely tell y'all I have a lot of restructuring that's happening, body, mind, spirit, lifestyle. It's like I'm a whole new person since 2019 hit. So let me see. Oh, someone said all of them. Father Don said all of them. Okay. Fumike, I got you. Okay. Azizi said she can relate also. So January in a nutshell, see the big picture, do the hard work, and embrace change. And the way we can embrace change when we're fearful is to make sure that we just don't turn around. Sometimes you just hold your ground. All right, please just know that. Yep. Fear is what a lot of us will be feeling like we're combating this year. Yes, keep moving. So overview for January 2020. If you have not seen the readings that I've done in the membership site, I always go over the Metu Neter pathways I get Pathways is an oracle. I considered it considered a Western oracle, and it's about pathways into the soul and pathways out of the soul. The Metu Neter, let me not assume everybody knows what that is. That is a book that a lot of us are familiar with. It is based on ancient Egyptian or Kemetic spirituality, written by Lord Ra'u Nefer Amen. And so I always give wisdom from the Metu Neter oracle, the Pathways oracle. And so this joy would be pathways into the soul. Isolation would be pathways out of the soul. Then we have the Odu, which just so happens is Obara. If you remember that Odu that I chanted earlier, Agbe Obara, this is the Obara. And the Astro Wisdom. So this is just the broad overview of the Astro Wisdom. And I can tell y'all, typing this up, it made me very happy that I did it, because if I didn't do these readings like this, I might miss the big picture, but I would break out in hot flashes sometimes, because I'm like, this is so much for 1 month. But like I've been telling the members in the inner circle, you know, we've had it easy since October. October, November, December have not been jam-packed like this. I put it that way. Astrologically, they have not been jam-packed like this. So this month is very energetic and pivotal. We have a lunar eclipse in Cancer. And this is us coming off of an eclipse that's coming up here in December. We have Saturn and Pluto being at the same degree. And we're already feeling this now. Right about now, we're going to start feeling that in December, because they're getting closer and closer together. And this happens about every 34 years. There's going to be, at the top of January, 5 planets in Capricorn. Right now, I think it's 5 planets, because Venus is there. But in January, it'll be Mercury instead of Venus there with the other planets. And so this month we start out solidly in Capricorn, and then we go into Aquarius. Trust me, we will all be happy once we go into Aquarius. Woo! Okay. So let's start off with the Metu Neter. Who's heard of Ma'at? Ma'at is a goddess, and she's all about, as you can see, I give you keywords. She's all about seeing the big picture, forgiveness, living truth. And living truth means, are you living the truth in your life, or are you living a lie? But it's also about living in alignment with the highest truth, also known as divine law. She's about unconditional love, having faith, being optimistic, and also having balance. And so this is a month where Ma'at is speaking in the negative. And so negative doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that there potentially could be blockages in January. And this is in keeping your eye on the Astro Wisdom, recalling, working with Ma'at, you know, this reading that I'm providing with you. This will help you to be able to keep your mind focused on the big picture. Because what can happen is when we start feeling that change and we start feeling pulled, and perhaps the energy is sort of tossing us around, we can take our eye off the big picture. We can get stuck in looking at the small little things that are happening. The way I like to explain it is, you know, there's the series and then there's the episodes. And so we can't let the episodes consume us. Every episode, according to Ma'at, every episode must be seen within the big picture. And so for all of us, you know, this is the time for us to be writing out what is our vision for 2020 for our lives. Let me know if you have created a vision board, started working on your goals, You know, I know people hate New Year's resolutions, but New Year's resolutions, because that's better than having nothing, right? Ma'at is about having a vision. And so let me know if you've started working on that already in the chat. Because if you have the vision, no matter what happens, if you refer back to the vision, which is what you want in your life, then, or what you're striving for, then you will not be stopped. You will not be sidetracked. You will not turn around. So you want to make sure you see the big picture. You want to have perspective. That's another thing I like saying. Ma'at asks for you to have perspective and to forgive. And so if you have the perspective that, you know what, this is a Capricornian time. And Capricorn is about accountability. It's about doing the hard work. It's about being patient no matter what, sticking and staying. Ma'at is also about karma and saying, you know what, yeah, I reaped and this is what I'm sowing, but I will take it. You know, that's one thing I like about working with the energy of Obara, which is like Shango. It's all about accept responsibility, you know. And another thing about this Capricorn time, and this is the Ma'at big picture that we're being called to have, is that where you put yourself, if you can put yourself in this place, you can put yourself in a different place, all right? So this is how we have perspective, okay? Now, some of us out there that need to do some forgiveness work. So Ma'at is saying that perhaps lack of perspective, lack of forgiveness is what is creating this, you know, Ma'at is about optimism. So the opposite of that, which is Ma'at negative, would be not being optimistic, you know? And it could be lack of perspective. It could be inability to forgive. I would encourage you to work to forgive, you know, everybody that you can forgive. Why do we do that? Because it unlocks our energy. See, Capricorn locks stuff in, but we're given an opportunity because Jupiter is there to unlock anything that we don't want locked into us, right? But we've got to be willing to let it go, all right? We've got to be willing to release it and let it go. Also, Ma'at is about unconditional love, so that means that we can love people exactly how they are. And I can assure you that unconditional love stems from love of self. If you love you, then you can certainly love other people. Because when you have deep self-love, you do not care if someone loves you back or anything, because the love is internal. It's a, you know, you have this wellspring. And so a lot of us might be struggling with, you know, Ma'at brings good fortune. We might be struggling with receiving the good fortune of Ma'at because we don't love ourselves. We are some of our harshest critics. We are so hard on ourselves. I'm all about having standards because that's Capricorn. Capricorn has a standard. Capricorn is trying to be successful. Yeah, you know, it's standards, but not, you know, Capricorn also, and when I say Capricorn, I don't mean Capricorn people, it's Capricorn energy. Capricorn has the tendency to have a depressed mindset and to be a little negative, you know, and a lot of times this Capricornian energy will sound like this: I'm doing all this work and nobody else is doing any work, and look at all of what I'm doing. And, you know, wow, it's just so hard. You know, they just feel, you know, this Capricorn energy might feel like it just carries the weight of the world. It's not an easy, if you are a Capricorn, I commend you. Capricorn, Virgo, Pisces, those are not easy signs to be born under. Yes. Okay, nice. I see some people are working on their goals. Very nice. It's good. We really and truly have until the spring equinox. I always like using from Sagittarius season until the spring equinox to write out the goals and to fine tune them. But I do like going into the new year, having some idea of what we're striving for. My aunt is about goals and striving to learn something new. She's about expansion also. The other thing that my aunt might be saying to us, with my aunt being in the negative, is you might be being judgmental of other people. This is something that we want to get a handle on. And as I see it, it's all because if I'm judging other people, especially if it's sort of like, what for? Like, what difference does it make if that person is doing whatever? It's tying my energy up. And now I'm not working on my destiny. I'm not being held accountable for what's going on in my life. And so it frees up our energy, our ashe, so that we can pour it into what really matters. Because the question is, what are you pouring your ashe into? I consider ashe to be money. Our ashe, our life force energy, it is currency. And the question is, what are you spending your currency on? This is what Ma'at wants us to consider. And so judging other people is perhaps keeping our ashe tied up instead of working on whatever it is that we need to. And I also encourage you to it's not just negative judgment. It could be, well, this person has this going on. They're just so successful. They're doing so much better than me, and that's why I said to you all in the beginning, please know I honor the wisdom and the divine within you. Okay. I'm always open to learning from other people. I will tell anybody I don't have a lock on everything. So I need what you have, right? I respect that about you. This is how we need to see everybody. So someone might be doing well. Well, it just might be their chart got activated for them to do well right now. It's no judgment on you. It's no reflection on you. You are not a loser. You're not a bad person. We all have our own path to walk. So it doesn't matter which direction we're judging. And I encourage you to just unplug. If you're looking at somebody and they're successful and you're not hating on them, you're just feeling like, dang, what am I doing wrong in my life that I'm not there yet? Just go on ahead and find somebody that's going to inspire you to move. If they're not the one that's going to inspire you to move, they're making you feel bad, just find someone else to follow or look at or, connect with. So here you can see, can y'all see me still? I'm just in the chat and looking at my PowerPoint, so I just need to make sure y'all can still see me. The Mayan Oracle that I use also, it talks about practice the art of acceptance and allowance in order to embody unconditional love. Thank y'all. So, yes, please understand that the more we walk in unconditional love, and that is through acceptance and allowance, it just really and truly opens up the fortune as well as the balance of Ma'at, okay? Ma'at is also very intelligent energy. And so if we go ahead and have the big picture, now the other thing that I need to emphasize is living truth. And this is something, if I am being 100%, this is something that I have literally had to strive for many, many years. People wonder, why do people go through initiation? Yes, it's a part of a lot of our destiny to become priests and priestesses because there's work to be done. But for me, I needed initiation to help me live more in alignment with truth. We have so much lie on top of us, and it's conditionings, it's bad experiences, traumatic experiences that have happened to us. And then we have these destinies that we have been called to live that are different. When I was a girl, I never heard of a priestess, didn't even know that priestesses existed. And so once I began to realize, wait, I'm supposed to be a priestess, that's not something that the world easily accepts, and so we'll try to navigate and contort ourselves to be something else so that we're acceptable, right? So it's important for us to live our truth and to do it unapologetically. All right? No, we make no apologies. And the other thing is, stop living this lie of lack and limitation. Ma'at is about expansion. And so some of us are going to face where in January, some of us are going to face where we have decided to play small. Some of us are going to face where we have decided to play according to what the world says we should do, who we are, right? And so we want to give ourselves the opportunity to expand, to give ourselves a chance to be who we are, to experience the wonder and glory within. Okay? It's a treasure trove. This is Ma'at. Ma'at is about fortune, and it's a treasure trove. And the more we live in alignment with the truth of who and what we are, that's where balance is conferred. If you're tired of your life being out of balance, if you're tired of your money being out of balance, if you're tired of your relationships being out of balance, then it's time for you to live truth. It's time for you just to say, you know what? I'm just going to go on ahead and be who I am, be what I am. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones that have defined it. So why are we living according to somebody else's, truth for us? The other thing is living in alignment with divine laws. Living in alignment with the laws of the universe. So if I'm living a lie, you best believe I'm going to attract lie experiences to me. This is divine law, right? So we want to begin to live in alignment with the highest truth. And part of Ma'at is to study, to show thyself approved. You want to study to learn what are the laws of the universe and live according to those laws, okay? Now, a very quick hack for really bringing up this energy of Ma'at is to be optimistic. No matter what you see, you have to come up with a way to maintain optimism. Because Ma'at is intelligent energy, and when you maintain that optimism, before you a path, a solution, something will light up for the direction that you need to be going in. It might be one step, it might be 3 steps, but you will see something come up before you, maintaining this energy of optimism. And Ma'at is also about faith. And faith is knowing. So I always tell people, why do we do all this spiritual work to not have faith? We want to know about Oshun, Yemonja, Oya, Shango, Ogun, Obatala, Eshu. We want to know about all of these. We want to connect. Everybody's talking about it. But when the rubber meets the road and we really have an opportunity to say, I trust you, Orisha, or our Agun, our ancestors, our chefs. I trust you, ancestors. We don't do it, right? We've got to have faith. And the only way that we really exercise that faith muscle in the higher powers is actually to give it an opportunity to work in our lives. And that will help to increase our optimism. But you've got to have this optimism and this faith. This is the power of Ma'at. And the other thing that I'll tell you is Ma'at is within you. She's not some principle out there. Ma'at is within you. Any questions about Ma'at? Any questions about Ma'at? Okay, so next is, and I'll look down, I'm just going to keep moving. The next energy that we're working with is Sebek Hetep. So this is the second one from the Metanetter. And I really love this because Ma'at is the big picture and Sebek is the fine details, okay? And so Ma'at is all about the mindset, communication, mental health, and Sebek is also detail-oriented. And this energy is really good about or it manifests really well when you have a daily schedule and routines. So let me know, do you have daily schedules, routines that you follow that kind of help keep you balanced and all that kind of good stuff? So what I thought about with Sebek, because my aunt is saying January might be a little bit rough. What Sebek is saying is when you find that you're not being optimistic, you don't have faith, Sebek remembers the fine details, and Sebek can say, you remember that time you thought you couldn't make it over? You thought it was the end of the road, and all hope was lost, and everything worked out. You remember when so and so did that good thing for you? You remember when this good thing happened that just totally turned everything around? This is how we can use this Sebek, because Hetep means that the energy is open. It means that the way is open for us to just really achieve things, or there's no blockages there, right? If we work with the wisdom. And so that's one of the things that we can do. Actually say it, write it down, because this is the energy of communication. The entire month of January, write down affirmations, write down, anything that you can write or communicate to remember the good things, to remember the positives, to help shift your mindset. You want to listen to whatever you listen to that helps you to get in a positive, optimistic mindset. And you want to replace the negative nanny, or the monkey mind and the negative mindset with whatever's positive for you. We can't leave the negative there. We can't let the monkey mind run amok in January. So definitely make sure you work on your mindset, and also give yourself some mental health breaks. We're going to need lots of mental health breaks, lots, in January and all of 2020. So another thing, though, that is so good is following a daily schedule and routines, because that helps to keep us, as we talked about this Ma'at being out of balance, it helps us to keep in balance. It's also a time to pay attention to fine details. The main thing is, don't nag people, but definitely pay attention to fine details, because the energy is so big. Sometimes just taking a baby step is a huge win. It's a huge win. So be sure to pay attention to fine details. Take the baby steps. I like this here. Seek to have a positive and optimistic mindset, and to determine if you can find a solution or improve something. This is what we want to do. Sebek and Ma'at energy is very smart. Sebek is more rational and logical, and Ma'at is wise, right? So we're wanting to combine these and see, can I improve this thing that I feel like something is just totally wrong? Can I improve how I'm operating? Because ultimately you're perfection, right? What we're wanting to do is get rid of this lie that we're not perfect. So what can you improve? Avoid being negative and nagging, and don't miss the forest for the trees. But more than likely, for some of us, this is how I was when I was first looking at all of this. I was like, oh my gosh, this forest is overwhelming me. 2020 is overwhelming me. I feel immobile. Sometimes that's what happens. We see the big picture and we just feel like, I don't even know what to do. Well, the flip side of it is, like I talked about earlier, we're seeing all the details. We're so caught up in the episodes, and we're going on and on about episode 1 and 7. We're not even going in order, actually, with the episodes. And we're missing, these are just episodes as a part of a big series, right? But the best thing to do, which is more than likely for January, is we're feeling overwhelmed by everything, and we might be feeling immobile. Just what's the next step that you can take? Okay, what is the next step you can take? And affirmations, positive affirmations cannot be overstated. They cannot be overstated because Capricorn is about restructuring. And these eclipses are going to restructure us, y'all. It doesn't matter if you feel this eclipse strongly, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It doesn't matter if you feel the eclipse strongly or not. Everybody is being restructured, okay? So we may as well restructure our minds to be more positive and to affirm what we want, not what we don't want. This is the same energy as Mercury. And in January, thankfully, Mercury is in Capricorn and in Aquarius, which means that it's not super emotional. Now, y'all know we just left all of that Mercury in Scorpio. How is that for y'all? The Mercury retrogrades. Woo! Yes. Yes, Father God. Very good, Azizi. But yeah, that was some emotional. That was rough, and we still have Mars in Scorpio, finishing up the work that got started by all the other planets. But for January, thankfully, our minds are not. Mercury is not in emotional signs. It's in an earthy Capricorn and it's in airy Aquarius. This is such a good opportunity for us to get a lot done and to, clean up a lot of stuff that we know we need to get cleaned up. I will say, do things to keep your nervous system settled. All of January. All of January. What are things that y'all do? Let me know in the chat. What are things that you do to keep your nervous system settled? Easily, I can tell y'all, do some deep breathing. That's probably the best thing that you can do. Doesn't cost any money. So there you go. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Okay, Aset said she does yoga. Wonderful. Yoga is really, really good for the nervous system. Cannot be overstated. Yoga. Nice. Okay, so with the Pathways Oracle, so Pathways Out, isolation, this particular energy of isolation that speaks, it wows me because I never really thought of isolation as a pathway out of the soul. I don't really talk about isolation too much. I see a lot of times we need to get quiet and go into positive isolation is what I call it, which is you're getting away, you're unplugging, like in meditation, you're turning off, technology and communication with other people. That's positive isolation. But this isolation is actually one that is probably, it can be related to changes are going on, or maybe you feel like you're the only person who is going through what you're going through. You're not around people who can relate to the changes that you're going through, the changes that you want to go through. And, no one really understands. It can make you feel different. It can make you feel alone. The problem with this kind of isolation is it's actually a trick of the ego. That ego will make you feel like you can't talk to anybody. You don't want to really associate with too many people. So I encourage you to make sure that you, if you are somebody who's going through isolation, and we might feel that way in, excuse me, these are my notes. You might feel that way in January. But the best thing to do is to make a connection. And actually, Sebek, the same energy as Mercury, is about connections, making connections. Because Mercury is out talking to people and all that kind of good stuff. So when you feel lonely and alone in a way that's making you come inward and you don't feel supported, then it's important for you to make sure that you push yourself out into the world. Make a connection standing in the grocery store, talking to somebody while you're waiting in line, or, you know, make a connection with, let's say people say this to me all the time, oh, we should go get coffee, you know. If someone makes that offer to you and you're feeling lonely, and this person typically is a pretty positive person, you should take them up on it. Because what that's going to bring is it's going to bring life to you. Isolation is just like Capricorn. Capricorn is cold energy, and you can just feel it contracting and going inward, right? It's why Capricorn is a part of the winter. And that's what isolation does. And it makes us go out of our soul. We're not expanding like my aunt said do. We're not, you know, chasing after our dreams. Instead, we're feeling different. We're feeling alone. We're feeling depressed, as you can see here. Anxiety. You don't have energy. And you don't even feel connected to your own inner self. And so we have to make that choice. That's what Obara is about, the Odu of the month, Shango. You've got to make the choice. You've got to make the choice to reach out to somebody and get yourself connected, all right? Because that's going to bring energy. It's going to charge you up. So, yeah, seek to make a connection with others, even if it's a small one. Take small steps based on love and hope to shift your day-to-day routines. And again, this Sabbat energy is telling us what we need to do. These day-to-day routines that we have, I feel day-to-day routines get us in balance, right? They help us to not forget. We feel successful with our days. We feel successful in our day. And so that's part of the beauty of day-to-day routines. But also, if your day-to-day routines do not lead you to be making connections with other people, then you need to shift those day-to-day routines. When you walk outside your door and you see your neighbor, you should wave your hand and say, good morning, right? That's a small little shift in the day-to-day routine. Instead of how so many people are in my neighborhood, I make everybody in my neighborhood speak. I'm like, you're going to speak. All right. Hey, human to human. Woo. Yes, I get Cleveland weather might make you be isolated, but, you know, at work or at the grocery store, or maybe just pick up the phone and call somebody and say, look, I need connection. Let's talk. Maybe you can do a FaceTime or WhatsApp or whatever where you can see someone face to face. So I get that as easy. It's not even cold in Tennessee, and 48 will make me stay in the house. Y'all don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm down in the South. Y'all know we don't do cold too well down here. So the pathway into joy. Seek to experience the state of being joy, in joy. Excuse me. Now, let's go back to Ma'at. This relates to Ma'at because Ma'at is optimistic and positive, right? And so this state of being in joy will help to shift all this negative Ma'atian energy to where it's positive, okay? And so as you can see here, it extends from connection and relationship to our higher purpose, okay? And it's also a remedy for dealing with the challenges that may come up in January. And as I see it, when we start facing things that are problematic or bothering us or we're in fear, if you start having gratitude, that will begin to easily shift the energy. I want everybody, if you can type into the chat, 1 or 2 things you're grateful for. And tell me also, how do you feel when you start feeling grateful for whatever it is in your life? And this is a strategy that we first and foremost can do to experience more joy immediately in our lives. We all can find something that we're grateful for, you know. Sometimes it might be our child. For some people, it might be their pet. you know, it may not be we can find it within ourselves. Because I would say, hey, you know, I feel grateful to have breath. Well, some people feeling like they want to die, right? Because they feel like life is so hopeless or whatever. But maybe the thing that keeps them around is that cute little kid or that cute little cat or dog, you know. It might be, I don't know, some crazy hobby that you have and you're like, well, I need to do this, right? Even engaging in your hobbies and the things that you really love to do will help to raise up joy. And the more joy we have, y'all, it puts us in a place of receptivity. It allows us, it opens us to receive that which we say we want in life, okay? So I encourage you all for the month of January to find a way to have connection, which is the opposite of isolation, as well as to experience more joy. And the strategy, this is how I work these oracles. The strategy is I have joy when I face the struggle, okay? Joy in the face of struggle. And then you can begin to affirm however you want to affirm. So maybe I affirm, you know what, I know that my destiny is to have more than what I have perhaps in my career or in my relationships. And that's just what I'm standing my ground this month. I don't care what negative thoughts, what negative experiences, none of that. I don't care what any of that, about any of it. I'm standing my ground. I affirm I deserve what I want, right? And I'm opening myself to receive it. And then get out and start doing things, or around your house, wherever you are, start doing things that you really enjoy, all right? And that will raise up joy. Joy is a superpower as I see it, and so is gratitude. Lastly is Obara from Meridian Lagoon. And this goes really well with this Capricorn energy. Oh, I forgot to see. Let me look at who's grateful. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Oh, thank you, Falagan. She said, I'm grateful for this call. I like that, Jamila. Gratitude is both an anchor and a way out for me. That is beautiful. I love that. Oh, wow. Everyone, I love what y'all are putting. Family, sister. Oh, Tibetan bowls. Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. You are good at those Tibetan bowls. Healing of difficult family relationships, hope for career change, my spiritual uplifting home. Beautiful. I love that, Oya Baby. Y'all got my heart. Woo! Y'all have raised up the joy, and I'm just reading what you are grateful for. I feel open. I feel so alive. And I'm reading what you're grateful for. So, man, that's some good energy. So, let us all just feel this energy of joy and this power of gratitude all in our spirits, in our beingness, and opening ourselves up to the change and transformation that lies ahead. And it's all working in our favor. Ashe. All right. Thank y'all. So we have Obara, live by choice. Take responsibility, ego transcendence, freedom. So that freedom, one of the things I said I wanted to tell y'all is embrace the freedom in, how did I say this as I was going over my notes? The hard work that we have to do, embrace the freedom in that. See, we're going to make the choice to do whatever the hard work is, body, mind, spirit, out in the world, whatever it is. We're going to make the choice to do that work, and that work is actually leading us to freedom. We have freedom in that work, okay? But also the energy of Aquarius. We'll start moving into Aquarius. That is going to bring a lot of desire to be free and to make progress. That's what I just love about this month. Also, Obara, because Capricorn is all about the work, It's asking for work-life balance, because Obara says work, rest, work, rest, work, rest. And actually, I have a business oracle deck that I use, and one of the things or the card I pulled for myself this morning was embracing that resting from, doing work on your business is actually a part of the work that we're supposed to do. So it's important for us to revitalize ourselves, to rejuvenate ourselves. It can't be all work and no fun. That's important. Although we're going to feel pretty serious, we do need to make sure we have work-life balance, okay? And for some of us, life gets to be a little bit too much. We want balance, period, in all areas as much as we can. Another word would be equilibrium. And a word that I've been using for myself here lately that I learned from one of my coaches is context switching. And so yesterday, I did so much context switching, I was like, this is way too much. So I just started telling people, y'all, look, I have to do a lot of context switching right now. So I'm telling y'all, this is what I'm focused on right now, and then I'll focus on this, and then I'll focus on that, right? So we want to become adept at context switching. We've got to take care of things, because another thing is it will free up our subconscious. If I know I have 5 things over here that I need to get done, I need to be able to tell myself, okay, I will get those done at this time. I'm working on this right now, and that will free it up. Capricorn is all about have a plan for what you're going to do, and it helps to free up your energy. And then you can begin to check stuff off, okay? So rest should follow work and struggle. Please help yourself to rejuvenate, okay? Oh, I think there may have been a question. Let me check. Did somebody have a question? Just type yes if you do have a question. Think clearly before taking action so as to not make mistakes. That's what this Odu says. Now, I will say Capricorn is a little bit slow and methodical. And it is about being patient and taking your time. You don't want to overthink it, though, all right, with this Capricornian energy. You don't want to overthink it, but definitely we will be more than likely able to stop and think before. Don't be rash and hasty. Let me just say it that way. Stop and think about, really, is this what I want to do? If you have an oracle or a pendulum for cowrie shell divination, you can find out, should I make this move now? Should I make it later? Should I make this move? Yes or no? And just remember, we live by choice, okay? Don't operate from your emotions and conditionings. Live by choice. And the other thing that I want to remind your spirit of is that we all made the choice to be here. We didn't get dropped down from heaven because Mama and Daddy did what Mama and Daddy did. All right? No. We made the choice to be here. You put your spirit into physical motion. So if you operate like that, then you can say, you know what? Let me figure out what am I supposed to be doing. Let me get this thing together. All right? In 2020, January is going to start it off, but the whole of 2020 is giving us an opportunity to continue to peel away the layers, ego transcendence. And I just ask you to pick one thing in January, one ego construct that you know is not profiting you, and make moves to let it go. A lot of us, when it's time to let go, we're so familiar with it, we won't let it go. We hold. Let it go. Let it go. Because that's what is being required of us. A lot of times I think about, the Queen Mother, Harriet Tubman. If folks started talking about turning around, she was like, okay, you got 2 options. You can keep moving with me, or I'm going to kill you right now. We really need to burn the boats. We need to tell ourselves, nope, No matter what, I may not move forward a lot, but I'm definitely not going back. Right? So let's make these choices. Let's accept I chose to be here, and that empowers us. This is what 2020 is all about, empowering us, okay? And just remember, freedom comes from taking responsibility for all of your life and living by choice. All righty. Any questions about the oracles? I know that's a lot. I encourage you to be sure to read or watch this a number of times. And I also want to remind you that I have created a journal for you to write down your thoughts, to help you to like channel all of this onto a piece of paper with a plan. Did y'all see my videos about journaling? All right, I'm serious about this journaling thing, y'all. We need to write it down and watch ish happen. Isn't that what they say Erykah Badu said? Okay. So, again, Capricorn will be, you see I put January Capricorn shenanigans. Because there's some shenanigans going on in January. Oh, awesome, Azizi. Thank you. So, we have an intense start in January with 5 planets in Capricorn. The Sun is there, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, along with the South Node and Ketu. Who feels stressed out just reading that? Woo! Thank you, Azizi. So, we will also come into January under the influence of the Capricorn eclipse from December 2019. It is my hope for those of you who are in the membership site for me to do some type of eclipse ceremony or something. I'm pushing myself in 2020 to do more rituals with you all. But we're coming in under this Capricorn eclipse that will happen on the 26th of December. The other thing that a lot of astrologers don't mention, I don't think, are when planets go invisible. Jupiter is already invisible. It went invisible at the top of December. Okay, very good, it's easy. Will do. Saturn and Mercury go invisible in January. So when a planet goes invisible, it's not strong and it's manifesting in the world. These are 3 planets that manifest. They don't manifest strongly in the world. It's more of an inwardly focused thing. And my point to you all about these invisible planets is when that energy is weak within us, we start thinking something is wrong. Nothing is wrong, okay? You've got to stay the course. And this is what I love about Capricorn. Capricorn, we can anchor this energy because you have Capricorn. You have all 12 signs within you. Your sun might be in a particular sign. Your moon might be in a particular sign. And even your ascendant might be in a particular sign. But all 12 signs are within us. And we can pull up the energy of Capricorn, and it won't be hard because so many planets are there. And Capricorn is like, we're not turning back. I think Harriet Tubman her son was in Pisces, but she had to have been a Capricorn because she was like, nah, we sticking this thing out, all right? So let's see what these planets signify. Well, first and foremost, Capricorn, we want to look at what does Capricorn mean. Capricorn is an earth sign. It's about manifesting. Don't ever judge people who have a lot of Capricorn energy if you know they have Capricorn for wanting nice things, for wanting to keep their money in check. This is what they are here to do, and they do it well. And if you don't do it well, a hack is to hang out with someone who has Capricornian energy, and their energy can help you manifest that in your own life, okay? So it is an earth sign. It's about success, and it's about manifesting. You know, Capricorns, a lot of times they are cha-ching, blah-bling type people. And it's also a cardinal sign. And cardinal energy is about getting things started. And so, you know, it's sort of a little bit of a, what's the word? It's ironic that Capricorn a lot of times is stuck energy and it doesn't want to change. It's about tradition, but it's also a cardinal sign. And that's because Capricorn wants to be the best. And that's what this is about for us, being your best self, all right, and getting the party started. Oh, we getting started all right. So you have to remember, what does Capricorn mean? Having structure, doing the hard work, being practical. And I've mentioned quite a bit of this. It's also about facing your karma. And the way Capricorn typically does this is you reap what you sow. And it's not in a negative way, y'all, okay? It's really about having responsibility. It's really about realizing how much we are in power in our lives. If I got myself here, I can get myself there. That's what that karma will show you, okay? But also thank goodness for karma, because if I've done something to offend somebody and karma comes back and makes me realize I did something wrong, I can go make amends, right? I can go bring some healing through saying, I apologize. And Capricorn is also about following the rules. And so it's no quick and dirty anything with this. So follow the rules. It's about achievement, and it's about discipline. This is a month for discipline because Obara has said that also. It's also about tradition, and it's very, very good for people who have businesses. If you have a business, this potentially could be a really good time for you. Laying the structure, or improving on the structure, or increasing the structure of your business. And it's also about cycles, because you want to do things when it's time to do that thing, okay? And that's why I love divination. This word right here, cycles. It helps you to understand when you should and you should not do anything. Because a lot of times we are working on A when really the cycle is for B. And we're over here trying to make B work and feeling like a failure, when it's not that you're a failure, it's just that you were in the cycle of A. So if you don't remember anything, remember that. Use Oracle so that you're working within the correct cycle. I'll just give a quick example. I had asked what time should I start this meeting, and I wanted to start at 10, and the Oracle was like, absolutely not. Start at 11. I was like, 11? Well, at 10 o'clock, close to 10 o'clock, I was like, I see why. I was like in the midst of, I was in the family mode at that point. So even that is so simple, how it can just help us to keep that balance that Ma'at is saying we need. So that's another way to stay balanced. Work within the right cycle. And Capricorn is about having balance. So each planet brings to its focus to Capricorn. The sun illuminates, and so it's going to give us an opportunity to choose how to apply Capricorn in our lives. Because the sun is about what you have the ability to actually do with your own effort, what you can will into existence. So we will be given an opportunity once the sun goes there, the 21st of December, and into, you know, the middle part of January. We can take it into our hands how we're going to apply this Capricornian energy. Mercury, our minds, and will be, our mind and conversations will be on Capricornian themes, which I'm not going to hit that too much just because that subject energy that we talked about is largely what this Capricorn is, what this is about. Jupiter is the same as Ma'at. It brings blessings wherever Jupiter is, and it asks for expansion and optimism. And so it's going to give us that opportunity. Jupiter will be what we can lean on this month in terms of keeping ourselves optimistic and positive. Saturn in Capricorn is a great placement. All right, it's the home sign of Saturn. It's been there. We're used to Saturn being there. And Saturn is bringing its blessings. It's saying, come on, let's get this Capricorn thing right. And I just want to remind you all, Saturn officially leaves Capricorn at the end of 2020. It'll leave for a little while, come back, and then it'll leave for 30 years. And so we are beginning a new cycle of Capricorn, because it's like a birth, death, and birth, life, and death cycle and rebirth. And so it's come back to its home sign as Capricorn, and we need to be thinking out 30 years. Where do you want to be in 30 years? Isn't that big to think about? But it's something that we really should be thinking. And to a certain degree, that's what got me up and motivated. Like, I'm getting ready to live my life and my destiny, because I don't even know if I'm going to be here in 30 years. So let me get something done. Pluto is the great destroyer and transformer. I see this as the same energy as Oya. It indicates where we're working on having power. This is what we're going to be really looking at. Y'all, we got to stand up and stand in our power this year, okay? The South Node, and this is how we know where the eclipses are going to be. Where's the North Node and the South Node? Where's Rahu and Ketu? The South Node is in Capricorn, and it's about releasing and letting go. And this is why some of us have struggled, depending on where it is in your chart, with holding on to certain things. Because we're being required to let go of the old, even to a certain degree, let go of the old karma, and be restructured in the new, okay? And also, the South Node brings detachment. So it's important for us to make sure that we go on ahead and do some releasing and letting go of some stuff. Someone said one of our best relationships was with the Cappy. People, they dog Capricorns, but I love Capricorns. Okay. So, just keeping it 100, Taurus and Virgos will be the most supported. Let me not say you'll feel the most supported, but if you have planets or your rising sign, especially if it's Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and anything up to Saturn, like we're not I'll just say planets in Taurus and Virgo. If you have planets there, you will feel supported. I don't like breaking news like this to good people, but Cancer, Aries, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, you may feel challenged by all this going on in Capricorn all year long, because there's so much going on in Capricorn. Pisces and Scorpio will feel support that requires effort. But if you have energy there, you will probably feel supported by Capricorn, okay? If you have planets in Capricorn, that's called a conjunction, then you will feel a great intensity of energy. And some of it has to do too with where is Capricorn in your chart, okay? If Capricorn is in the first, I don't think I put this, if Capricorn is in the first, 4th, 7th, or 10th house, you may feel this greatly. Those are the pivotal houses in astrology. You may feel this greatly. And that would be for Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra. That's who has the first, 4th, 7th, 10th houses. So the goal is to consciously work with the energy. Does that make sense to y'all? Consciously work with the energy. We have to bring awareness to January. You have to go into each day like with a plan, all right? And be ready to deal with that day, all right? So the more we have this balance and these daily routines and different things like that, the less we're going to be thrown. The more we do our spiritual work and our spiritual practices. Like I said, focus on your Capricorn house for your Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Overall, January could prove to be a month that is good for business, self-discipline, empowerment, getting real, endeavors that require hard work, and coming up with new ideas, because that is the Aquarius piece. So, in my inner circle, I do, I didn't know that was happening. I do, Gemini, Vivian, is not going to feel this as much. No. It's the angle to Capricorn that matters. It's like, where is it placed in terms of where Capricorn is, and so no, not Gemini. She said great. Where it is in your chart does matter. And I haven't broken it down by sign. By sign. It would make this way too long. I just want to kind of give the overview. She has planets other places, though, so we would have to know where her other placements are to know how she would feel it. So don't just go by your sun sign. If you have your time of birth, what is your rising sign? That's how you're going to feel it the most. Because if your sun sign is Gemini and your rising sign is Capricorn, and you don't know your rising sign is Capricorn, then you might be feeling like, I thought Tyrone Milade said Geminis weren't going to feel it. Well, if your rising or your moon is in Capricorn, then you will feel it. So, yeah, if you have your time of birth. If you don't have your time of birth, you can't trust that moon sign without the time of birth, but just go with your sun sign if you don't have your time of birth. So the most intense days, on January the 2nd, Mercury is going to be right there. Conjunct means it's right there with Jupiter. And this is the same energy as Ma'at and Sabak. We're going to have a Ma'at Sabak day, which is actually pretty good. That will mean connecting with a guru, higher teacher. On that day, we can feel way more positive and optimistic, and we might feel like we're getting some enlightened ideas. So I encourage you to have out your pen and paper and write down anything that comes to you. You could potentially feel this on the 1st and the 3rd. All right? And the other thing is, because Jupiter is invisible, it might be a lot regarding you. You might get some great insights. And this just goes back to me saying, if you know what energy you're dealing with, when it comes to you, if you didn't know this day was going to be here, you might think, oh, that's an interesting thought, and just go on about your day. Well, now you know, whatever comes to you, January 1st through 3rd, if it's something very insightful, write it down to make sure you don't forget. Woo! Let's see here. Virgo rising, moon in Cancer. Well, that Virgo rising is what you look at first, Falagan. So I really hope that this will be a better year for you. But I think you need to just settle yourself in and sort of be ready for challenges. But you can expect some good things to happen because you're Virgo rising. But that Cancer moon, Sun in Cancer. Yeah, that Sun in Cancer, you are on that angle opposite Capricorn. You're going to be feeling a lot of what's going on full on. But it's about having balance. If you're Cancer, it's about having balance. And it's this push and pull thing, all right? So all the aspects are positive, even if they're challenging. We just have to put in more effort and hard work. But I do think, Falagan, that you will end up in 2020 where you want to be. I don't think you're going to end up worse, because that's not this energy. This year is not about ending up worse unless we are not working with the energy and we retreat. Oyabami, did you say Libra? Yeah, Libra is at an angle that's going to feel it where it's pushing you to make some changes. You get frustrated and you really want to make change. So, but for everybody on the 2nd, this is positive. So thank goodness we can get some good ideas and feel inspired. Then on the 10th, the sun will be right there with Mercury, which is good. It's an energetic day. It's a day where you'll feel energy. And so you can say the 9th through the 11th, because it's not just one day. You feel this energy sort of like in a range. So, okay. So, who is this? Oh, so, sun will be right there with Mercury. And again, great ideas about steps you can take, things that you have power to change in your life, power moves that you potentially could make. And the other thing, though, is it's on the same day as the lunar eclipse, and Uranus moving direct. So January 10th is a day to really pay attention to. I would say really it's the 9th through the 13th. Because we have so much going on right around this time. You're just going to be feeling it intensely, right? So starting around the 9th is when things really start getting jiggy, okay? Really get amped up. January the 12th through the 13th, Mercury, Sun, Saturn, and Pluto all conjunct. Either Mercury with the Sun or Sun with Saturn. Or it's really going to be Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto. This really big transformational combination. And what this is giving us an opportunity to do is to change and to restructure. And I think it'll happen largely in our minds, but it all depends on what house it's in your chart, okay? So the other thing about Saturn conjunct Pluto, like I said, it happens once every 34 years, and it's going to really create a whole change in all of the world, of a change in world order, money. I mean, it's a lot that potentially could change. I've watched videos where they talk about whenever this happens, what are things that happened. And basically, something is culminating, and then there's going to be a new beginning. And what the astrologers who I listen to are saying is there is going to be an amplification, perhaps, of the old guard, especially when it comes to how governments are run and money is, you know, in society, to a more Aquarian time. That's what's going to begin to happen closer to the end of the year, going into 2021. I encourage you to reach out and help people. Allow yourself to receive help. This is a time where we need to move away from isolation in general in 2020 and help one another, because we'll all probably be feeling the pressure of the powers that be wanting to hunker down on us even more. We'll be feeling that, and so we need to support one another as, you know, as humans. But on a personal level, this is about this restructuring and transformation that we all are going to be. I mean, it's just setting into motion this whole year. This Saturn and this Pluto, they won't be conjunct all year, but they will be interacting all year. That every time something astrological happens, it puts something in motion. And so it's like this time release effect. We'll be dealing with this all year. Restructure, release, release, restructure. All right. It says it can bring out the darkness in people, and so don't be, you know, call on Ogun or call on whoever protects you, your ancestors. Call on the energies of protection to be around you anytime, you know, people step to you with this darkness and stuff. This is why we work with the Orisha. This is why we work with the goddess. This is why we work with our guides and our ancestors. We do not work with these energies to be weak. We work with them because they have the power to protect us. They have the power to surround us when we feel like the Ajogun, which are the negative energies, are out there trying to beat us down, right? And sometimes the enemy is within us. And sometimes I got to call on Ogun to help me cut out something within my own self. And because so much of this is happening internally, I think that will be where we find it the most, right? But it's going to help us transform negative thought and behavioral forms. All right? Yeah, Scorpio risings, you might be feeling supported by a lot of this. So that's what's happening in Capricorn. Mars, once it gets into Capricorn, will be amazing. But in January, Mars moves into Sagittarius. And that's going to keep us focused on our goals. It's okay if you don't get all the goals perfectly written in December. I actually don't all the time go with the calendar. I do use it, but you know, it's other cycles. I live according to multiple cycles. And so January will be an opportunity for us to continue to focus on what it is that we want to strive for and achieve. We're going to be feeling like doing work. We're not going to feel real slow. We might feel stuck. We might feel scared. But we're not going to feel okay with not moving. Okay? And so Mars being in Sagittarius from January 3rd to February the 16th, that's going to help us be able to continue to focus on our goals. So don't think all hope is lost if you don't get things done in December. I actually say start in December, continue in January. So in this energy of Mars is bringing Ma'at alive this month because Sagittarius is the same energy as Ma'at. Oh, and as you can see, what it's good for: sports and athletics, business, sales, travel, international affairs, goals, teaching, and learning. Okay? And wherever a planet is, it brings your house to life. All right? That house that it's in, it brings it to life. Now, Venus is doing her own thing. Venus is like, I don't know what's going on with y'all, but I'm going to do my own thing. So Venus moves into Aquarius on December the 20th, and she's there until January 13th. That is so Aquarius. Aquarius is like, I'm just going to do my own thing. Don't try to hold me down. I need to be unique. It's a little bit of weird energy, right? But also in January, she'll be in Pisces. So this is the opportunity. This is one of the ways I work with the energy of Oshun, also known as Heru. I look at where is Venus and what is Venus doing. So while Venus is in Aquarius, she will begin to bring forth how we want to make progress with our money, our appearance, and our relationships. She'll be looking at making connections with big groups of people. This is a power position because Venus is about business, and Aquarius is actually about making connections with people. And also, this will be a time where you may be thinking about, well, I want to go to this convention, or you actually go to a convention sometime while Venus is in Aquarius. And if you have a business, Venus and Aquarius might help you come up with some good social media marketing. Let's say you want to market yourself out in the world, like on LinkedIn or something like that, that you can get some great ideas while Venus is in Aquarius. And Venus in Aquarius is all about progress. I can imagine we will start hearing more and more of us women folk talking about, give us our whole damn dollar. You know, we want to advocate for our rights, other women. So these are all the things that we can be feeling ourselves. If you work with women, this will be a really good time to help, you know, move into empowerment and all of those kinds of good things. Now, once Venus moves into Pisces, that's an excellent position for Venus. Very creative, very romantic. A good time for us to maybe think about beautifying ourselves in a creative way. We might feel a little more focused on romance and wanting romance, doing romantic things, even if you have to just do them for yourself. It's also positive for manifesting money, miracles, and it's an artsy time, very artsy and creative. So while Venus is in Pisces, y'all, this is how you work with Oshun in the astrological realm. And you can work some great magic with her in this particular way because, you know, she's in you. All you got to do is channel her in the way that she is presenting in the world, in the sky. Any questions about that? Just let me know if you have any questions. Y'all had to choose that shoe. I couldn't find a good planet picture for Mercury. So how y'all like my Mercury? Mercury and that shoe, they're the same. Okay, so Mercury is doing the most. Mercury is in Capricorn, and it's also going to move into Aquarius. And like I said, you know, it's mixing and mingling with a lot of planets. So I've already talked about Capricorn, but once it moves into Aquarius, we might feel super social. Once we get into Aquarius, we might feel super social. I will say for me, my mind races sometimes when Mercury is in Aquarius. So that's another time to really have that pen and paper out. Maybe you even have to like record yourself saying it because things come and go. But Aquarius is a time to get a lot of downloads. So once Mercury moves there, January the 17th through the 3rd, you can be looking for these downloads. And it could be downloads about things that you want to do, or it could be downloads about you, because we are looking to grow and change and just really expand. Oh, nice. Ifa Fumike. These are amazing. She said she met the photographer who did these. They're incredible. So, yeah, beneficial for group activities. Aquarius is about the group. And so, you know, find your vibe tribe. Definitely January, February. Find your vibe tribe, y'all. Find your vibe tribe. Mercury has a lot of aspects going on in January. So, again, if you're in the inner circle and you get the readings, I will keep you posted on all these aspects that Mercury will have. And now, once it goes invisible, the power is not as strong to manifest, but we can use days where the moon is in Gemini, when the moon is in Gemini, we can lean on Venus being there. It's ways for us to harness the power of that Mercury brings through while Mercury is invisible, because Mercury is actually invisible quite a bit. This is what I was trying to say earlier. See freedom in the change. Don't see the hard work as not being free, but see it as in the meantime, or a means to an end. Okay? That's perspective for us. Yes, we're supposed to have perspective this year. So we know the sun will start out in Capricorn and then it moves into Aquarius. And again, it indicates a social time, connecting with big groups, your vibe tribe. Aquarius is about progress. So avail yourself to see the plan for progress that you need to make. Write that down. This is another reason why I don't like doing all the goal setting in December. Okay, it's good to start when planets are in Sag, but we don't want to do it all, because once we hit Aquarius season, we will get some more ideas about how to make progress. We can see better how to make whatever it is, these goals that we wrote down, we can see how to make them come into manifestation better. Also, you know, I suspect even if we feel a lot of turmoil, there's a level of detachment that we're going to feel the deeper we get into Aquarius season, and that's a good thing. We need to be detached and objective, and being detached for me is helping me to shake stuff off. It's like, yup, didn't like it, but gonna keep moving. Because a lot of times when we're wallowing in our emotion, guess what? That's all we're doing, wallowing in our emotion. So allow yourself to be more detached so that you can be objective and know exactly where to go and not be moved from side to side. Plan big events during or at this time. Sorry I didn't have my little punctuation here. Look at progress. Finalize your 2020 goals before the spring equinox. So I told y'all also other intense times. Uranus goes direct on January the 10th. So be prepared for unexpected events a few days before and after. We have the lunar eclipse on the 10th. Around the 10th is hot. I say the 10th to about the 9th to about the 15th is hot. It's hot, y'all. So just be ready to work with the energy in a mindful way. Don't let it toss you to and fro. I'm finding that the more I'm aware of it, I work with it. It's like we do a dance together. Don't let this energy toss you to and fro. Let's see here. The best way to approach January is with awareness, working with the energy, and doing your spiritual practices daily. So I will do separate videos as always for the new and full moon. The lunar eclipse is the full moon and the new moon is the Aquarius. But just know with this lunar eclipse, something is coming to an end, all right? And eclipses are about fated events. So, yeah, just know something. And if you are Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries of any kind, you may feel something come to an end or complete. The eclipse is about in a big way. You can feel it in a big way. We all will feel this. But also we can see a completion. We've been working on something and now it's coming to completion. We'll see it manifest fully. And so Cancer is about home, family, and it's also about the emotional body as well as food. So it's with the North Node, so it can bring something material. Like I mentioned, you see the results of something you've worked on. And then the new moon will be in Aquarius. That's going to be about setting goals and new beginnings. Okay? Look for that video when I put that out. So for the suggested practices, and I will send y'all again these slides in the video. I'm just going to touch on these lightly. Excuse me, in an email. I'll send them to you in an email. The goddess energy is Ma'at and Oya. So y'all know why I chose Ma'at. Oya is all about changing, releasing, letting go, surrendering. And these are things that you can do to work with Oya. If you don't know what to do, I light a purple or blood red candle and set business intentions at the candle to manifest in your business and in the marketplace if you have a business. But you could also do it to release or embrace change. You know, have the healing energy of Oya come into your life. Work with your ancestors. That can never be overstated. Every day, work with your ancestors. And work with your energy. Balance your chakras, you know, smudge, do all kinds of things to keep your energy in balance. Since Saturn is with Pluto, what my astrologer said is put up, and I would say do this like around the first of the year, an image of a rocky desert or an icy cave to help anchor this energy, A-N-C-H-O-R, this energy of this Saturn and Pluto coming together so it doesn't manifest in your life. You've got this picture that is manifesting in. It's called a hack. So many ways to hack this energy, to channel it so that it doesn't wreck us, right? Big this month, Earth and Air, because of Aquarius and Capricorn, all right? And so I give suggestions here for things that you can do to work with Earth and Air. We can work with them all, but we are largely wanting to work with Earth and Air. And also wear crystals. I'm thinking about Earth energy. Wear the crystals to work with the Capricorn energy, and that would be all year long. I would say work with your crystals all year long. And then down here for the colors this month, these came from the Pathways Oracle. White for healing, gold for activation. White is protective, and I also related to Obatala, which helps to keep us feeling centered and at peace. And the gold is for activation. That's why I have on gold. And plus the moon is in Leo today. So gold is about activation and stepping into other realms of awareness. And then I talked to y'all about Ogbe Obara. Now, I chanted it the way I chanted it. I don't really have a singy voice. But you can sing it. You can say this however you want to. And this activates the healing power of your womb and activates your womb in general. You want to be sure to have your own daily spiritual practices. So I do want to let you all know, first and foremost, thank y'all for going through all of that. I know that was a lot. But do you see why I did this? Do you see? Very nice. Okay, someone said Ifa Fumike is accepting applications for Vibe Tribe. You're signed up, or I'm signing up. So thank y'all for going through that. And I do want to let you know what's next. I'm going to provide a roadmap for all of 2020. And so basically, if you want a spiritual GPS, I have created an effective roadmap for you all. For myself, you can ask everybody in my inner circle. I use these myself daily. I just feel like there's no need to negatively or blindly navigate 2020. There's no reason. There's no reason for that, okay? And we need the big picture, because there's a lot going on. We've got not only all that's going on in Capricorn, Mars will be retrograde, Venus will be retrograde, and it's eclipses. It's 6 eclipses in 2020, okay? So if you want to seek alignment with the cycles that I talked to you all about, and so that you're making sure you're working in the right cycle, I got something for you. And also, if you want to get the most and the best out of 2020 that you can, then it's important to see all 12 parts and to see the big events that are happening. I don't just work with astrology. I do give the oracles also. I use the oracles for that also. So there's going to be another meeting on December the 29th. I'm going to try to, I'll work to put this into, I'll send you this link if I don't get it into the chat before we get off. But the 2020, the meeting on the 29th is so that you can see exactly what this roadmap looks like, how you can use it to guide your life. So I really appreciate you all for being here. I hope that even though, do you feel overwhelmed? If you feel overwhelmed, I'm sorry. Just listen to this multiple times. Like I said, look at the notes. I'm sending you a journal. But I really appreciate you, and hope that this has been helpful. Are there any questions, any comments that people want to make? Let me get back over here to my app. Okay. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Ifa Fumike. Glad to hear this helps you. This gives you a clearer understanding. Yep, no moving backwards, y'all. No moving backwards. Okay. Cool. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong thing. All right. Awesome. Yeah, if you are in the inner circle, I'm going to put this in the inner circle, so don't worry about that. I will do that. Well, thank you all so much. Let me see if I can put this in the chat for you. Y'all can just sign up at for the meeting on the 29th. It doesn't cost anything, so just you can go there, and I'm just trying to get back to the chat. If y'all hear me clicking, sorry. You can go there and sign up, all that kind of good stuff. I don't know how it's going to look. But anywho, thank y'all so much. Let me just close this out. I just give thanks for this now moment, for this beautiful gathering of these beautiful souls. And I release the energies to go back to their respective places, to be with us all as we go through our lives. I give thanks, and I'm declaring right here, right now, that January 2020 and all of 2020 will only manifest for us in a positive way, where we land in a better spot than we started, and that we will land walking more in our power than we ever have before. And we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe all. Mwah! Love you all. Thank you so much. See you on the next video, the next call. You are most welcome. It is my honor. It is my honor. It is my honor. Thank you all so much. Y'all take care. I'm going to turn this off.